9/11. I might want to back up there a bit. He wants to video me, not you.
Oh, why not?
Well, because I'm a little more famous than you.
I know.
What's that?
Everybody just likes you.
Well, hopefully. 9/11. And this is Pyrus Calleryana, Chanticleer. Chanticleer is a registered trademark name. The actual cultivar name is Lens Form. Chanticleer is much more marketable. These are Rosaceae family again, and they're pears, ornamental pears. We know pears typically is the fruit that you eat. You can see the fruit here. It is pear-like. It almost looks like the Asian pears, which are round. You can actually eat it. It's a little bitter, not very tasty at all.
Can you eat them now?
You can eat them now. Yep. They're kind of hard and kind of gravelly. Yeah. Now, the great thing about this plant is, one, if you look at the form, so if you stood back and as we came over to the building here, or you can look onto the side here, this one, you'll see that they're fairly narrow looking trees. And remember we talked about humanizing large buildings, right? So using a plant to bring down the scale. So we can do that here on these really, really tall buildings. You wouldn't do this at your house because it would be out of proportion. But also then look at the color, and if you looked at these a couple of weeks ago, or even last week before we had the big storm, the foliage color on them was absolutely fantastic. So go to the website, look at the foliage color. Brilliant oranges, yellows, and reds. And that's one of the characteristics that they're planted for. Remember I said about value-adding plants. So you're reading plants for the desirable characteristics. So we're going to go 1 point for the fall color. We'll give it 1 point for its nice form. We're going to give it another point for its spring blooms. Because when it's in flower, typical pear flower, little white flower, but it's completely covered in blooms. So very, very attractive. And, you know, perfect in this setting. So it's got a couple of things to offer. Some people think the fruit is negative. I've never seen the fruit bear in such quantity that it can be a litter issue, you know, because there's not many wildlife that are going to eat this type of fruit. There's not much good about it. But some people say, well, the fruit is a litter problem. I've never seen a lot of fruit on these trees that it would create that sort of problem. It does have a disease. I don't know if we have any evidence. And yeah, we do have a little bit here. Pear blister rust. So these little black spots on the leaves, that can be a problem in really wet, humid summers. And it can cause premature foliation, or it can really just be unsightly. Again, I've never seen it be a really bad problem, but we have noticed in the past couple of years that there is a little more of it on the plants than there has been, but still not to the critical points. So a plant is great flower, great autumn color, great form, very good in urban situations. It's a good street tree because it's high branched, and the branches go up, so they're not going out over a street. So you'll see it planted quite frequently. This and other cultivars. This is just one cultivar. I've got Capital on here as well, which we don't have on the campus, but you'll look on the website and you'll see that Capital is just a slightly different shape. A couple of other little more floriferous. But they're all great street trees, great for urban situations. They'll take leaner, drier soils, because pears typically come from mountain environments, and they're pretty tough plants, pretty hardy. Yeah, you go to Afghanistan and such, I think that's where a lot of the original pears came from, out of that part of the world. So again, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, all of those countries. Yeah.
Zanzan.
And wonderfully tough plants. Okay, any questions? Full sun.
Tree, full sun.
Yeah. Well, that's unique to this plant. Is the tomentose buds. right? And they're really quite prominent. And you can see that this will be the flower
Good
buds.
thing about being so cold is my hands are nice and steady.
The flower buds, and the smaller ones will
Just
be
because
the
they're
leaf buds.
frozen.
Right, so this tells you that there's going to be a lot of, if I pull these leaves off here, you can see there's 3 flowers on that one little tip. Sorry. Yeah, and then the leaf buds are down in here, the smaller buds, but the flower buds are right here. So you can see there's going to be a lot of bloom on this plant. So you've got to look at the website to kind of really put it into context. Right, look at the pictures.
Can I grow this?
Yes, you can.